Hello there, humans, hippies, earthlings, whoever you are, wherever you are, whatever you're doing and whoever you're lucky enough to be doing it too. I'm Bushka on Blitz, back with a red-hot dose of generic tanking love and special sauce in the big gorilla, the Grille 15 at the top of the German TD line. Got a couple of grill vids. We've got an Object 140 video. As always, this is a Patreon-sponsored post. If you haven't considered sponsoring the channel, please do, because this is now how I make a living. This is basically what I do all day long. Make videos for you idiots. Videos for idiots by an idiot. What could be better in life than that? You, me, a bunch of humans, and let's all get a little bit silly. Now, this is a video about camo. This first part anyway. And this is a refresher because we haven't talked about this in a while. And every once in a while I do release a tactical video. And this is specifically very important for a tank like this. The big gorilla is a lightweight in terms of armor. It's got an incredibly good gun, 0.27 dispersion, which is pretty damn special. But what it doesn't have is any armor whatsoever. And you're going to see in the early part of this video exactly how harmful that was to my health. Now the light bulb goes off and I retreat. You'll see that tree in front of me. That's going to give me the ability to go out and camo. Now I am not an idiot, so I am letting camouflage fully reset. That means I have dropped off the radar for these red guys before I move up. And then I'm going to sit there. And I'm not going to go past that because what I'm doing is I'm using this to take my shots and then I'm retreating. Now this is a refresher course. Pretty much everyone on here's seen this. I've done enough videos about camo and everything else. But about 10 seconds after I press that trigger, I'm back in camo. And I'm back out here and I'm looking for another opportunity to do the same. And I'm going to repeat this dose ad nauseum until we wipe all the reds off the map. And that's a beautiful thing because this is what tanks like the Grille are made for. I've pushed with this huge big 640 Alpha, 150mm gun all to the way on the edge of the map. Pushed really hard, in fact. And I am basically firing on the reset of my camo. And that is a really good thing for my team. I end up doing nearly 4K here, despite the fact that I'm within, 200 meters of all the enemy tanks that I'm shooting. And I'm doing it because I'm constantly resetting camo. Now, this is an old horse that I've beaten to bits over time, and that's all well and good. And for a lot of you, this is now second nature. But if you want to improve your gameplay and you want to up your win rate, this is the one thing I would recommend more than anything else in the game. Just get out there and reset your camo and don't come out till you've got completely dropped off the radar tank time and one in the barrel. You're a peekaboo machine, use your camo accordingly and you'll be a lot better off for it. And we take a bit of a speculator there on the IS-7, finish him off and there's just one left. That's enough of the old camo chat because good God, if you haven't watched my how to medium video or any of the other stuff out there where I barry on about camo all day and all night, then you've really missed out on a big part of a young human's life. Now this is going to be about reading the map. You can see straight away they've got an FE422, a Patton, a T54, a couple of big TDs, and they don't have much in the heavy department. On the other hand, we have quite a few heavies, and I've looked at this, and what I'm really trying to illustrate here is how you can sometimes win a map in the first 5 or 10 seconds tactically. And what I've done there is I've called for the entire team to go really hard right. We've got an Object 263 there. I believe that's the Hoodster driving the 263. No, it's not. That's my good mate, the Bear, driving the 263. And we are going to push right at galactic warp speed. And you're going to see me thread my way through the heavies here. We've got a couple of big heavies. And what I'm looking to do is actually move so quickly because I feel certain that the enemy team is not going to go this route. They've got 3 meds. They've got 2 TDs who want to sit at the back behind them. Their heavies are an IS-8, which is really not going to cut the mustard. And and they don't want to face up against E100s and the like down here, and we've got quite a fast team. So we're going to burn rubber. You see, I've not stopped to take breath here, and I've pushed all the way through, and I'm going to catch the IS-8 as he jiggles about at the back and pump him. Just checking to see where the camo's lit up. Not yet, not yet, not yet. We're still low down and under the radar. So we're going to push up again until we find another target. And there you go, the 183, someone we really want to get involved with. So we've now got our entire team behind the red team, and they're strung out all the way along this rail line. The only mistake here that I would say we'd be making is if we absolutely sit still and all camp this respawn. But look at my good teammates here. They are pumping. They are not saying, let's take leg day off. They are saying, let's get leg day happening and do double sets on the squat machine, because they love a bit of leg day. And this is what leg day is all about. If that doesn't sound like much sense, it wasn't meant to make much sense. Here comes the IS-8. Poor bugger. He's finally got a target. We've tapped him up twice now, and we're going to tap him up again. And he's isolated. And this is really what I love about this tactic. As you come down this rail line, it's all well and good if everyone meets you on the other end of it and you have your battle and the best sniping team wins, whatever. But you see an opportunity like this where you're pretty certain that their whole team is going to go the right side, and it just screams out that you really want to be moving quick and you want to be moving in the opposite direction. And the thing that we really need to be talking about here is reading a map. And I looked at the team list, and that's experience. That's something that's going to come with a lot of games. But I looked at the team list, and I realised that there was an opportunity on. And it's just like if you look at mines, and you see you have no mediums. Rather than contest the hill, you might want to take up a defensive position. And you'll realise that after being involved in the game for so long that you actually start making these decisions based on experience and successful outcomes, which is how we learn. We're all really visual learners. This is how I learn. This is how everyone learns. Like you learn from experience, and you learn from doing things that reward you with a win. And I've taken enough minor risks in my life like this that have turned out exceptionally well in this game to think that this was a good idea all the same. Now, you're not always needing to do this, I guess, is the thing. You've got to watch out that you don't be controversial just for the sake of being controversial, and you don't be, or contrarian, as they like to say in the classics, where you're actually going the opposite way to the normal accepted rules of engagement just to be different. What we're doing here is we're taking a very rare situation. 90% of the time on this map, I will go to the rails. 90% of mines, I'll push the hill. But there's exceptions to that rule that you will come to understand. And the most important thing to look at is how many mediums the other team has, how many heavies they have, and how many TDs they have. And that'll allow you to make a really good guess, an educated guess at how they're likely to deploy their forces. And that's all we can really do, because it's a human game at the end of the day. And humans tend to do things that are unexpected, erratic, and illogical. So you can only just take your best guess. There's a couple of the subscribers in this video, so I was just saying hello to everyone there at the start. And that's what I'm doing here in this video with the Grille. I am a little bit wary with the Grille of moving up to the normal TD positions that I use on this map, simply because if you don't get enough cover and you go the right flank, you can quite often get yourself in all kinds of trouble. It's quite a big tank. It's very, very tall. So I've pushed out really hard here because I've looked at their heavies and I don't see anything that's going to beat me to this spot. And indeed, there we go. We beat the E5 to the spot. No worries at all. We missed the shot, but it's the right move. And we've got two heavies here who push up with me, which is fantastic. And we're just letting Camo reset. Again, we're letting Camo reset, and we see the M103, and the E5 is going to see that 103 and be distracted, and that's when we're going to push out and take our shot. And again, nowhere near it. So much for your .27 German dispersion, because that didn't look anything like it. But we do our best. Still, the tactics are sound, and you can see that finally we get one through, and we take one on the noggin for it. Now, because the Grille is super quick, it's 60 kilometers an hour in a Tier XTD with a 150mm gun, which is just hilarious. We're able to slide on up here to this E5. Now, the 103 is actually going to kill him, and we're not going to pause for breath. We're going to pump right through, because the Reds at the top have really started to get involved. And the Grille here actually makes up for the earlier misses on the E5 by hitting a not fully aimed shot into the side of that E100, just the top edge. Again, the first port of call for me as I come around the back is a bush, just in case there's someone looking down here, but there's not, and I can see that there are shots available if I move up just a little bit here. Now, the team is struggling a bit. We've left them. We've got 3 guys down here, and only 1 red came to the right-hand side. So, for all the fact that they're not doing a huge amount of damage up there, you can't really blame them, because it's 4 tanks on 6 tanks. So they're 2 guns down, and we're doing our best to get there, and I'm going very, very quickly, because the Grille is quite a quick tank, which is one of the things I love about it. And this poor E100 has copped an absolute flogging. Look at the Grille. Gee, it loves it. Just loves a target, mate. Loves a target. And at 640 alpha with that kind of gun handling, you've got to love a target too. Now, this 54 is going to be very upset with that shot, but there you go. That's what happens when 150mm goes through the side of a rusky medium. Quite often, it tears it the hell up. Now, you're going to see the 62A is going to push up. I'm not mucking around here. We are tanks down. We need to really get things going. I've dropped adrenaline, and I'm reversing at top pace, about 20 kilometers an hour, which is more than enough, and someone dusts him for me anyway. Now we're only 1 tank down, after the top looking like it was going to be really hard pushed. We've managed to drag it back in, and this C100 had a really good solid game here. You can see he's not pushing, he's more or less just leaving shots for me. There's the T30 on our team asking if I was streaming. Negative, Houston. Am not streaming. And the Object 140 now pushing around. I love this tank. Look, I'll make no bones about it. I had a run with Snake Eyes, and he was driving the Grille, and he didn't really like it. And it's a funny tank. You've got to drive a lot of games in it to get used to it. And I drive it solo all the time. This and the 183, because they're both pretty competitive tanks. Even without a platoon mate. So today we've talked about camo. If we take nothing else, we've talked about camo. Look at that gun. We've talked about reading a map, and you should be doing that more. So always reset your camo. Always check the map itself. Look at the makeup of the teams, and let that influence how you roll out the tank, and where you put your tank in terms of the battlefield. And never push too hard. You saw there, I got to the corner first, which was my aim. I looked at the teams and realised I could get there first. And indeed I did, and then I held. Because when nothing is spotted and you push too hard, you usually end up dead. So you don't want to be the guy who goes out before anything is spotted, because things get very, very ugly. I'll give you an example of it. This is a supremacy map recently, and this is only a very quick one, but no one is spotted here on either team. No one's spotted. And is going to see the wild T-54 rear his head. Often you only see this in captivity, but he's decided he's going to cap. And yeah, he doesn't last long. So anyway, that's what I'm talking about. When no one else is spotted, stay nice and close to your team. Get to strong points and hold and let the enemy make the mistakes. Always reset your camo and look at the team list before you do anything. Don't just get into a map and drive the same way every time. A little bit of subtlety, a little bit of variation can make all the difference between winning and losing. So, as always, this is a patron-sponsored post. I know I carry on about it, but it's really important to me, and I want to reward the guys as well who are patrons, because they've done a lot for me, a lot for the channel, and they've given me the opportunity to basically do this for a living. So if you want to join that club, it's a brilliant community. We're doing a whole heap of stuff. There's a patron Discord channel. We're having competitions every week. It's just an amazing space. Like, jump on it, join up. It's not a huge cost, and you don't have to be involved. Like, everyone doesn't have to be involved. It's not compulsory. I'm Bushka on Blitz. Look after your family. Stay safe on the battlefield. Thanks very much for watching. You're all bloody lovely human beings, and I learn to love you more every day, even the idiots. Until next time, bye for now.